Hi, here's a simple video showing you how to get your data ready for the school year. And at the end, I'll show you how you can also add maybe the new reception cohort separately if you want to get the system ready early for the main classes. So what you can see now is me and my demo school admin system. Firstly, there are some really detailed instructions about getting everything ready. So if you tap Help and Resources, it opens up our school bag page. And here in the admin section, you'll see our tutorial. And this goes through on slide 8, everything you need to do to get your data ready for the new school year. So if you follow this, you really can't go far wrong. Also in the school bag, there's some written instructions, since I know some people prefer to follow printed documents. So again, the same information tells you what you can do, how to do it, and at the end of it is a very simple checklist just to make sure you've got everything ready for the year. And if you need any help or you want to send your class data to us, then please get in contact and we're happy to help, and we'll do it as soon as possible for you. It is worth noting there's a couple of things you might want to check before you actually upload your data, and that is, are the teachers' emails correct in the system in case you've changed your email addresses? And have you entered or added any children during the school year just gone with a temporary UPN? Because you'll need to make sure that UPN is updated in the system first before you upload your data. Otherwise, Marvelous Me will assume it's a new child and then the parents would need to join up again. So let me just show you that. So here's my admin system. A very quick way to see if teachers' emails are incorrect or if you've added any children with a temp UPN is to go to your data export section and download the first file, which is all your data in Marvelous Me. And then you'll see here all the children, teachers, and so on. So when you look down the UPN column, you can see if there's anything that stands out as a temporary UPN. So I can see here, Betsy's got a temporary UPN, so I need to make a note of that and go and update it with her correct UPN before I do any data upload. And you can also scroll down the teachers and just make sure the current teachers in the system have the right email addresses, just in case things have changed. So to update Betsy's UPN, I go to the teachers and pupils section, look for Betsy, tap edit, there's that temp UPN, so I just update it with a new one and save it, and now that's ready to go. Okay, so now to do the data upload, let me show you this with the tutorial open as well, just to walk you through it. So here's the admin portal. The first thing you do is go to bulk data, and then you download this data file here. So you need to make sure you're in the new school year setup. Download this data file here, which looks like this. So if you see here, this looks similar to this first page here, where what it's showing me is the current teachers in the system and their email address. So again, it's another place where you might see if there's any incorrect email addresses that you need to update and then download this file again. And then what you need to do is add in the children's names, UPN and reg group. So this is typically the information you get from Sims or ScholarPack or Integris. And you're looking for the first and last name in this column, their UPN and their reg group, and then you want to sort this by reg group. So this will look like this, for instance. So you've got the staff name, the staff email, the children's names, their UPN, and then their reg group. Okay, and then the final thing you do, which is on this slide here, is you need to link in the main teacher's email to their class. So again, in my example here, I've looked across in column B and I found the relevant teacher's email for that class, and then I've just copied it next to their class. So I can see here, class 2 is Miss Class 2, class 3 is Miss Class 3, and then that spreadsheet's looking nice and tidy. Now, a couple of things. One is, if you've got teachers who class share, don't worry, you can assign those in the system afterwards. What we're looking for in this data is just the main teacher's email for each class. And if you've got other teachers here who need access to multiple classes or the whole school, so that's typically the head teacher, the school office, any specialists and so on, then again, don't worry about their assignment here because we assign those to their classes once the data's been uploaded. So, assuming your data looks like this, which is great, there's no spaces, it's all clean, everything's sorted correctly, don't change the column headers, that's really important they stay as they are, and save the file as a CSV file, so not Excel, save it as a CSV file. And then, as I said, you can either email that over to us securely or password protect it, and we can check it and upload it for you, or you can just upload it yourself. Okay, so then the next thing is you go into your upload data file here, and you upload your file. So let me zoom back in here so I won't waste time uploading it. So you upload your file, and then you get to this screen that shows you how many rows you're processing. And then after about 2 minutes, you get an email, and you'll also see your processing stage 1 complete. And that gets you to some review stages. So basically this is the same data that you've uploaded, but it's another chance to see if you've got any errors. So you can just sense check the children are being added or updated. You've got your classes and the children then added to those classes. And then hopefully you'll see no errors. And there's a good chance you might see an error that says UPM being transferred from another school. That's absolutely fine. That just means that the child parents used Marvellous Me at a previous school, so just ignore that and go to your final validation, and this will show you your current setup and then your new setup, and then you just tap click to confirm, you get your high five, and then it could be anywhere between 5 minutes and 30 minutes depending on how busy the system is, but you'll then get a final email when it's all finished, so you can log out of Marvellous Me while this is happening, and you'll get an email with any new teachers that you've added to the system, and you're done. And then you just go through a few final actions. So the final actions are, if I go back to my school pack, so once you've uploaded your data and you've got your confirmation email, you just need to go into your teachers and pupils section, and then you'll be able to look for anyone who needs access to all the classes. So for Mrs. Head Teacher, edit groups and assign all the classes to her, because what the data upload would have done is upload all the main classes with our main teacher, but all the other teachers that might class share or need access to several classes, you just need to do that manually again. So it's tapping on teachers and pupils, searching through the teachers, and then just tapping edit and giving them access to the classes or the whole school, depending on what they need. Okay, so hopefully that's very simple. Your other job then is obviously to give the passwords out for any new teachers you've added in that spreadsheet to start with. And in parent codes, you can then just print the letters for those new parents who haven't joined up yet. So obviously a bad example, our average parent take-up is over 90%, so in my demo class I've got a long way to go. But if you tap parents still to join, then you'll see here it's showing the difference of those parents that haven't joined up. So I've got 239 parents still to join. So hopefully in your school this will just show, the new reception class and maybe a few more. And then you can just print those one class at a time and give those letters to the relevant teacher just to get those final parents on board. And then your only other quick things to check in quick links. So these are the one-tap links that parents see in their app. So typically it's your website, your term time, but you can have lots of other web links as well. So schools quite often add their payment portal login page, a link to their newsletters, link to topic sheets and so on. So just check they're correct and the web addresses are correct for your new school year. If you've added your priority badges to Marvellous Me, again, just check they're current for the new school year. So these are the badges that the teachers see and then recognise. They see and use to praise and recognise success and share the good news with parents. And these are the ones you can track how they're being awarded and so on. Same if you use our priority activities, so where you're keen to encourage the teachers to share news regularly with parents about key topics, just make sure they represent any priority topics that you might want to focus parent engagement on. Insights and impact, just check here that you've ticked all the teachers, ideally, or certainly the SLT, who might want to receive that weekly performance standard. email, because that will help Marvelous Me become self-regulating, because they'll all see how well they're doing and compare performance and so on. So that's really important to do to make sure you get the most out of the system. And then you're good to go. That's it really. So hopefully it doesn't take too long. I think probably the longest time is just waiting for the system to process the data, but that's typically 10 to 15 minutes. And getting the data ready in the first place should be straightforward. But if you've got any questions, then please let us know. Now, as I mentioned, some schools like to get the data ready early. So let me just show you how we can do this. So if I remove this group here, so if I remove these children from reception, just ignore this. But if I get rid of my group here, so let's suppose during my data upload I've just uploaded the main classes, and now I want to add my reception group. So in group management I tap add group and add my reception group, and I can choose my year or to be defined and choose my teacher for that reception group. So now I've created my shell. Now I want to add the new children. So you might be doing this halfway through September when you've got the UPNs of the new children. But a very easy way of doing this is if you run your report in your MIS just with the children's names and UPN for that class, that new reception class you want to add, then you can just copy the name and UPN. Now note that the name is the first name, last name again in one column, UPN in another column. I'm just going to copy all that data. So I'm not copying the final column, it's just the name and UPN, so that's really important. And then in my group management section again, in my reception class, add pupils, paste by a CSV list, and then I can just paste those in here, tap next, create, and then those children will be added to that reception class. So there we go. So they're now added to the school for the first time, and they're added to my reception class. So when I go to parent codes and invites, and I look for my reception class, I can see they're all there ready to print out for those children. Okay, so hopefully that's reasonably straightforward. It's as simple as it can be, we think, without having a dynamic link to the MIS, and I think that often causes more problems, so I hear from schools, than the benefits. So we've made it as easy as we can. We're always here to help. Obviously September's very busy, but we try and help schools certainly the same day. But I would definitely urge you to read the few slides carefully from our admin tutorial or the instruction guides, because it really does walk you through everything you need to do in very much Janet and John fashion. As I said, the key thing is making sure the data is absolutely correct. So you've got here teachers. Just remember to delete any teachers that have left and add any new teachers to this spreadsheet. Again, just keeping it neat and tidy. If you're MIS, so I think there's some MISs that don't necessarily put the children's name in first name, last name. Now bear in mind how the names are shown here is how the parents and the teachers see it in the Marvelous Me app. So it's always good to have the first and last legal name. But if you've got any problems with that column or you need some help sorting the names in the right format, then just let us know, and we've got lots of tools that can switch names around and so on. But if your data is looking as good as that, then it really should be very straightforward. And then, as I said, all I can really do is urge you to just tick through the final actions, make sure you're happy with everything there, and definitely the top tip is with the SLT, just agree the non-negotiables that you might want the teachers to follow to make sure that Marvelous Me is used really effectively and consistently across the whole school. And again, if you go to our school bag, there's a whole bunch of non-negotiable examples that most schools just adopt and use for teachers, for the office, and for a very simple checklist for the leaders. And we're very confident if you implement these and just keep up to date with the checklist, which is all very simple, we're talking a couple of minutes, then Marvelous Me will deliver brilliant parent engagement for you. Thanks very much. Any problems, please let us know.